Welcome, beautiful people, to today's practice, day 34 of our 1 year of yoga for those following along at home. As we bring our hands to heart center and set our intention for the day. And then taking our right hand to the mat, taking a big deep breath in, left arm comes overhead. Exhaling, inhaling, coming to the other side, left hand plants down. Right arm comes up and over, getting this beautiful side bend. Changing sides again. Right arm is slightly bent. Exhaling, inhaling as we come over to the other side. And then back to center. Taking our head forward, then back really gently. Back to center. Placing our hands on the mat, taking our right ear to our right shoulder. Walking the hands out away from the body. And taking the left ear to the left shoulder. Walking the right hand away from the body, back to center. Then taking our nose towards our left armpit, gently pulling the head in that direction. And then slowly releasing over to the other side. Being really careful with the neck. Sitting tall, bringing the shoulders up and then releasing, squeezing them, creating tension and then release 3 times. Big deep breath in, right arm comes to the left knee, left arm goes behind the bottom, taking our gaze over our back shoulder. Inhaling, then exhaling the other direction. Left arm to right knee, right hand behind our bottom on the mat. Inhaling, exhaling. Maintaining integrity through the spine, sitting tall. Inhaling, exhaling, making sure you're connecting to breath. Back to center. Coming onto our knees now, neutral spine, grounding down through the hands and the knees. We're going to run through 3 cat-cows, so taking the head high, dropping the chest and the abdominals towards the mat, and then taking our gaze in between our legs as we curve the spine towards the sky. 2 more times, just in your own pace, finding your flow with this movement. And then coming back to neutral spine, tucking the toes and meeting in downward facing dog. Hips are high, legs are straight. Head is hanging heavy between our arms. Coming down onto the forearms, head gently rests on the mat. Hips are still high, legs are straight, pushing the heels towards the mat as we take a few rounds of breath here. Coming back up onto our hands. Into high plank, holding, engaging the core, the arms, the legs, and then slowly lowering the body to the mat. We're going to roll through 3 baby cobras. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. And then holding it on the last for a couple of seconds. Tucking the toes back into downward facing dog. Drop into the knees, a wide-legged child's pose. Arms are going between the legs, underneath the body. Our right cheek rests on the mat. Maybe closing down the eyes, expanding the diaphragm. And when you're ready, slowly rolling up and out, sitting up onto our toes that are tucked underneath our feet, sitting our bottom on our heels, sitting nice and tall, dropping the head back, opening up the chest towards the sky, and then rolling the body in the other direction, creating some fluidity through the shoulders and the upper back, dropping the head back again, opening the chest up, and rolling through in the opposite direction. One more time. Untucking the toes, giving them a little slap on the mat, a little massage. Downward facing dog. Taking the right leg high, bringing the knee towards the nose and bringing the foot between the hands. Coming into a low lunge, raising the arms high above our head. Maybe putting a slight back bend in if that feels good. And wrapping both hands behind the small of the back. Placing the left hand on the mat, right hand goes high as we get this upper body twist. Left leg is straight, right knee's bent. And then we're just going to tuck the right hand behind the back, opening up the chest a little bit further, getting a little bit more of a twist through the upper body. And then planting the right hand back down on the mat as we walk the right foot out to the outside of the mat, dropping the left knee to the mat and pushing the right knee outwards. The right foot can come up onto the side as we get this beautiful stretch through the hips, the pelvis. Maybe coming down onto the forearms for an even deeper stretch. And just breathing deeply into any tight spots. Coming back up to the hands, walking the foot back in between the hands and then kicking the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. I'm going to change sides now. Left foot comes between the hands. Arms are raised high above the head. Maybe putting a slight back bend in. Bringing the right hand to meet the mat. Left arm goes long. Maybe tucking the left arm behind the back, opening the chest even further towards the sky. And then walking the left foot out to the side of the mat. Pushing the left knee outwards as the right knee drops to the mat. Coming down onto the forearms if you want a little bit of a deeper stretch. Otherwise you can stay high up on the knee. Then coming back up onto the hands, walking the left foot in between the hands and Kicking both feet back into downward facing dog. Coming into high plank, up onto the tippy toes, really working the upper body here, the arms and the shoulders and the abs, slowly lowering down. Coming into cobra pose 3 times. Holding on the last. Pushing back up to downward facing dog. Dropping to our knees. Coming into a wide-legged child's pose, arms are out in front. Sinking the chest towards the mat in between the legs. Forehead gently resting on the mat. And our bottoms sitting on our heels. And back up to tabletop. Taking the arms forward and then sinking the chest and the head towards the mat. Hips are high. 90-degree angle from the hips to the knees to the ankles. Slowly coming back up onto our hands. And then coming into a seated position, legs go long. Sitting up nice and tall. Tucking the left heel in towards the pelvis, right leg is long. Deep breath in and then folding over the right leg. Grabbing the ankle, breathing in and then exhaling, grabbing the toes. Breath in, then exhaling, bringing the left arm up and over. And an even deeper stretch down the right hamstring. Just trying to grab a little bit further down the foot each exhalation. And then changing sides. Right leg tucks in, left leg goes long, sitting tall on the inhale, then exhale, folding over the left leg. Reaching for the toes. Right arm comes up and over. Sitting tall again. Both legs out on an angle. Forward folding over our legs, taking our head towards the mat, grabbing the ankles, or if you can, grabbing the toes. Today's session's all about increasing flexibility, especially through the legs. Giving the legs a bit of a shake out. Tucking the right knee over the left, and hugging the right knee towards the chest, sitting tall, taking our gaze to the side. Then changing over to the other side, bringing the left knee towards the chest. Right leg goes long. Taking both legs out straight in front. Sitting tall. And then forward folding, grabbing the toes, pulling them back towards the body. Maybe dropping the head between the arms. Slowly coming onto our back, coming into reverse pigeon, right ankle over left knee, grabbing behind the left thigh, pulling that left knee towards the head as we push the right knee away from the body, flexing both feet, changing over to the other side. Taking both feet to the mat. Taking the right knee over the left, doing a slight twist as we take the right arm out to the side. Left hand is resting gently on the right hip, and then changing over. Left leg will bend over the right leg, twisting out to the other side. Left arm goes long, right hand rests gently on the left hip. Both legs are bent. Coming back to center. Maybe hugging the knees in. Doing some circles with the knees, taking the legs out wide. Placing the right leg on the ground, left leg is straight. It's going to flex the foot and point the foot as we get this beautiful stretch in the back of the left leg. Down the calf, the back of the knee, the hamstring. Really stretching the nerves and the fascia. Changing sides. Right leg goes long, flexing and pointing. And then coming into final resting pose, Shavasana. Taking the legs long, palms are face up, feet are falling heavy out towards the side. Just checking in with the body. Hopefully you're feeling nice and light, no tension, no tight spots. I came into this practice today with a locked right hip. And by the end of the practice, the pain and the tension was all gone. Just relaxing the face, the jaw, the eyes, the forehead. Relaxing the neck. And just releasing any thoughts that are coming through your head right now. And just letting them go. When you're ready, just start to bring some movement back into the body, wriggling the toes and the fingertips, maybe stretching the arms above the head, pointing the toes, maybe stretching the fingertips and the hands and the wrists. And then when you're ready, rolling onto one side. Pushing up into a seated pose position. Closing down the eyes. Sitting nice and tall. And then taking a big deep breath in as we bring our hands overhead to prayer position. Bringing them to our third eye. Repeating after me, may I have kind and loving thoughts today. As we move them to our lips, may we speak kind and loving words today. As we move them to our heart space, may we have kind and loving intentions today. Again, it's been an honor. So grateful for this practice. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.